listen to me carefully. I know it feels like everything is crumbling around you right now. I know it seems like life is moving too fast, or worse, like nothing is moving at all. I know your plans have fallen apart. I know your dreams are on hold. I know the people you trusted have let you down. I know your faith feels small and your patience is thin. But before you start panicking, before you start doubting, before you give up, listen. Your life is not falling apart. It is falling into place, and I don't want you to just hear me. I want you to feel it in your soul. You're in the middle of a storm, and right now, the storm doesn't make sense. You're calling it chaos, you're calling it failure, but God calls it construction. He's building, refining, rearranging, and preparing you for something greater than you can see right now. That chaos, that mess, that pressure, it's not a punishment. It's a positioning, it's not destruction, it's development. Some of you are saying, but it hurts. I don't understand why this is happening to me. Listen, pain doesn't mean God is absent. Pain doesn't mean God is ignoring you. Pain doesn't mean God has forgotten you. Pain is proof that change is happening. Pain is proof that your comfort zone is shrinking so your purpose can grow. Pain is proof that God is at work behind the scenes. And I need you to hear me clearly. What feels like falling apart right now is actually falling into place. We panic when things change. We panic when relationships end. We panic when jobs disappear. We panic when our plans collapse. But here's the truth. Not everything that ends is a loss. Some endings are God's way of removing what no longer belongs in your story. Some doors close not to punish you, but to redirect you. Some failures aren't failures. They're setups. They're preparation for your next level. Let me say this slowly so you can feel it. You are not being destroyed. You are being developed. Some of the people you lost were never meant to travel your journey with you. Some of the opportunities you missed were never meant to define you, and some of the dreams that fell apart were never meant to limit you. God doesn't take away just to punish. He takes away to make room. He closes doors to open paths you haven't even imagined yet. Think about this for a moment. You've prayed for growth, right? You've asked for more. More strength, more courage, more patience, more wisdom, more faith. But growth isn't comfortable. Growth doesn't come wrapped in ease. Growth comes with pressure, with difficulty, with challenges you never thought you could handle. Growth comes when life pushes you to the edge so you can discover what you're truly made of. And I know what you're thinking. I didn't sign up for this. But that's the thing. You didn't sign up for comfort. You signed up for destiny, and sometimes destiny comes disguised as struggle. Sometimes your prayers are answered in ways you can't yet recognize because God is working in the unseen. He is rearranging, refining, and preparing you, and He's doing it perfectly, even when it feels messy to you. Some of you are in a breaking season right now. Maybe it's your career. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your finances. Maybe it's your confidence or your faith. But here's the truth. Breaking is not the end. Breaking is the shift. A seed has to crack before it can grow. A muscle has to tear before it can get stronger. Storms come not to destroy the soil, but to prepare it. Your breakdown is not the end of your story. It's the introduction to a new chapter. It's the beginning of something greater than you can imagine, and here's the key. You have to trust God through the process. You have to believe that He's not removing something just to hurt you. He's removing something to make room for the blessing. He's breaking something to prepare you for the breakthrough. Ask yourself, what if the thing you think is falling apart is actually the very thing God is using to position you for your next level? What if the doors that closed weren't rejection, but redirection? What if the people who walked away weren't abandoning you, but protecting your destiny? What if the pain you feel is not punishment, but preparation? Faith is not believing when everything is easy. Faith is not believing when everything makes sense. Faith is believing when nothing makes sense. Faith is walking forward when you don't have a map. Faith is trusting God when all you have is a promise. And here's the thing, faith isn't passive, faith moves. Faith acts, faith endures. Some of you are waiting for proof before you move, but faith moves before the proof shows up. It moves when your comfort says stop. It moves when your mind says wait. It moves when the world says give up. That's the kind of faith that changes lives. That's the kind of faith that turns storms into stepping stones. That's the kind of faith that takes what looks like falling apart and transforms it into falling into place. Let me speak to those of you who feel abandoned. Friends have left, family has turned their backs, support has disappeared. You thought it was rejection, but it was protection. Some people in your life were never meant to go where you're going. Some people only knew the old version of you, and you cannot move forward carrying their opinions, their doubts, or their limitations. God will remove voices so you can finally hear His. He will remove distractions so you can finally focus on your purpose. And He will remove people not to punish you, but to position you. Some of you are holding on to relationships, jobs, or habits that are keeping you from your next level, and God is gently, even painfully, showing you what needs to go. Let it happen. Trust it. Walk through it. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how uncomfortable it feels. I don't care how confusing it seems. This is not the season to quit. The very thing you're tempted to walk away from is the very thing God is using to grow you. If the pressure is heavy, it's because the potential is great. If the resistance is strong, it's because the calling is real. If it feels unbearable, it's because God is building something in you that cannot be built in comfort. Do not quit. Do not give up. Stand firm. Pray harder. Believe bigger. And keep moving even when the steps are hard. Some of you are waiting for the light. Some of you are waiting for clarity. Some of you are waiting for results. But God often does His best work in the dark. Seeds grow underground. Diamonds form under pressure. Faith grows when no one is watching. You don't need applause right now. You don't need validation right now. You don't need approval right now. You need obedience. You need consistency. You need trust, because what God is building in private will eventually speak in public. What is being constructed in secret will one day be celebrated openly. Patience is not passive. Patience is active. Patience is strength disguised as waiting, and endurance. Endurance is faith in action. Every day you hold on. Every day you refuse to quit. Every day you keep trusting when it doesn't make sense. You are proving to God that you can handle the blessing He's preparing. Remember, delayed does not mean denied. Hidden does not mean forgotten. Waiting does not mean wasted. The timing is not yours. The timing is His, and God's timing is perfect. If you can survive the process, if you can endure the storm, if you can stay faithful in the struggle, you will walk into your next season fully ready, fully equipped, and fully alive. When everything is stripped of weight, idols, money, relationships, comfort, who are you? That's who God is developing, not the image you show the world, not the performance, not the highlight reel. The real you, strong, disciplined, faith, anchored, unshakable. This is your opportunity to grow roots deep enough to withstand every storm. This is your opportunity to discover strength you never knew existed. This is your opportunity to become a version of yourself that the world cannot ignore. Say this with me: it's not falling apart, it's falling into place. I'm not being destroyed. I'm being developed. I'm not forgotten. I'm being prepared. God is not finished with me. God is not done. God is not late. God is working even when I cannot see it. God is aligning, arranging, and preparing even when it looks like chaos. So stand firm, stand unwavering, stand in faith even when the storm rages. Stand in faith even when the pain persists. Stand in faith even when the world says it's over. One day soon clarity will replace confusion. Peace will replace pressure. Strength will replace fear. And when that day comes, you won't just say, I survived. You will say, God was positioning me the whole time. Walk forward with courage. Pray even when you're exhausted. Obey even when it's uncomfortable. Trust even when you don't understand. It's not falling apart. It never was. It's falling into place, right on time, according to God's perfect plan. And when you finally see it, You'll realize every tear, every disappointment, every closed door, every delay was exactly what you needed. Your life is not falling apart. Your life is falling into place.